Let me read this headline here. Let me pull it down just a tad. Top Democrat admits. This is James Clyburn of South Carolina, by the way. All of us knew their party's policies would cause inflation. Yeah, I knew it. The left knew it. The normies, not so much, because they don't really pay attention. Some are paying attention. And come November 8th, hopefully these normies out there will come out and go, you know what? I'm going to stop voting for these stupid idiots that got us into this situation. Now, out of fairness, I'm not going to let the Republicans sort of get off on this so much. Hopefully, we're going to get some Republicans in there that are MAGA, ultra MAGA, nuclear MAGA, dark MAGA. Hopefully, we get some of those numbskulls in there. And they will actually start successfully pushing back on these scumbums. Let's hope for that. So, during an appearance on MSNBC, Representative James Clyburn admitted that the Biden administration and congressional Democrats knew certain of their actions would drive up inflation. Goes on to say, this is from Jose Diaz-Balart. He goes, what do you say to people who say, boy, yeah, Washington can talk about all these big programs and everything, but I'm worried about the cost of food. I'm seeing the cost of eggs shoot up, chicken, gasoline, coming now with the winter, the heating. I mean, these are all concerns that hit very directly to the people who may say, you know what's going on in D.C.? Doesn't think of us. Clyburn goes, well, let me make it very clear. All of us are concerned about these rising costs. Yeah, we are. And all of us knew that this would be the case when we put in place this recovery program. So let me get this straight there, chuckleheads. You purposely did this. On purpose, knowing full well that this inflation was going to rise when you dump more money into the money supply. But you did it anyways. It almost seems like you want to collapse the system to build it back better. Oh, okay. Got it. Anytime you put more money into the economy, Clyburn would say here, prices tend to rise. Now, when he says tend to rise, okay, understand, no, 100% it rises. It doesn't tend to rise. It rises. And we're at a point now where it's, I guess, ungovernable, in the worst way possible. For many, many months, Joe Biden has blamed everybody else for inflation. He once falsely claimed that the inflation started under Trump. It didn't. It was pretty stable. As a matter of fact, in some metrics, it was going down for certain commodities. And that inflation was caused by the coup. More recently, he's tried to blame the Russia war in Ukraine for inflation, which Biden dubbed Putin's price hike. At no point was that the case. You see, we wouldn't have a problem with gasoline and fuel costs if we were making it ourselves, drilling it ourselves, manufacturing it ourselves. But elections have consequences, and when you put an addled, demented old fool at the helm of the ship, he's a steward. He's not the commander-in-chief, in my opinion. I mean, when you say you're going to bankrupt the oil and gas industry for the electric industry, the EV market, what do you think's going to happen? You think everything's going to be all hunky-dory? Nay, I say, nay. And the proof is in the pudding. Just look around. Have you seen the prices for used freaking cars? There's a reason why used cars are, in some respects, are as much as new cars. There's something behind that. And if you look, I'm not going to go into it now, but if you look kind of deep into it, you'll find out. Back in June, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen admitted that she and Biden were wrong about the impact inflation would have. You see, and these are the smartest people in the room. How so? You knew this was going to happen, Janet Yellen. Potato. You knew this was going to happen. But yet, you did it anyways. Again, like I said, it almost seems like, they're doing it on purpose. Yeah. Well, look, I think I was wrong then about the path that the inflation would take. As I mentioned, there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy that have boosted energy and food prices and supply bottlenecks, all caused by, you guessed it, Steward-in-Chief President Potato. That affected our economy badly that I didn't, at the time, fully understand. And this stupid halfwit is the Treasury Secretary, and she had no clue this was going to happen? This is why I say this was all done on purpose. But we recognize that now, Yellen told CNN. Well, sure looks like Clyburn understands what happened. In March of 2021, the President Potato signed the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan into law, and as Clyburn conceded, that sent prices up. Now, I'm not going to go too far off in the conclusion here, as kind of reiterating what all I've just said, but what I will say is, it's proof. They wanted this. They did this on purpose. All of this was done on purpose. They admit that they did this on purpose. They were complicit. They admitted that, we didn't think it was going to get this bad. Don't you have all these fancy degrees from these fancy colleges in the Ivy League, and you didn't know this was going to happen? Hell, I have a master's degree in history. I knew this was going to happen. All I had to do was kind of look back at my studies and look through some notes and went through. As a matter of fact, I did a lot of research on the economy and the economics of the Gilded Age. And I saw numerous times where there was a dip in the economy, certain times, and it was all government mostly. It was all spending for the most part. I don't really technically remember too much of it. I got a book over there right now I can pull out and start going into it. They knew this was going to happen. They did this on purpose. They wanted to build back better on the backs of your starving bodies. This is what they wanted. They wanted to usher in a new socialist age. And hopefully, come November 8th, all of this will come to a screeching halt.